Japan is full of must-visit places, but what's between those places? I wanted to find somewhere between Matsumoto and Nagoya as I took the train down between them, and with a combination of scouring Google Maps and checking hotel prices, I discovered Ena. The city has a beautiful gorge and is close to one of the most famous traditional post towns, which made it a magical place to spend a few nights. Here's what I did.
So I have just arrived in Ena. So we're going to go look around the town. We're going to go have a look on the trail. But first, I need to show you the Airbnb I'm in. I want you to guess how much you think this Airbnb is. Let's have a look. First, we have the game camera. A nice hallway, so you can tell the size. Open up into the living room. You can open up to, frankly, a really nice view of the mountains. We've got a TV. Got actual sofas, not had a sofa in so long. Got somewhere to work. Fully functioning kitchen, full of all the things you might need. Fridge, freezer, some actual personality. Somewhere to dry your clothes. You have a nice big bathtub, like actually you might get to lay down in that if I'm lucky. And we have these two rooms together to sleep in. Me and the mirror. Oh wait, there's more. In this room, it is the secret, the second bedroom, but there's also extra places to sleep. So we've got 4 beds, we've got an actual sofa and kitchen area and all these nice amenities. And what's it going to cost you? So this was £32 a day, or this in other currencies. And it's not only that, but it's on the site of a tennis court. So if you like tennis, you can go and play for free. I'm obviously traveling by myself, so I'm not going to do that. Now, while it is a little bit far out of the main city, it's about a half an hour walk. If you've watched anything of mine before, and if not, hi. But if you have, you know I like some walking. So let's go and see what's in the city. I'm enjoying my travels a lot, but I was just about to leave and I just had to sit down on the sofa because I haven't sat down on a sofa in a private room in over 4 months because none of my share houses, none of my hotels, none of my Airbnbs have had a sofa. And that's something that traveling just kind of has happened to you. So this is just a moment for me, but I couldn't help, even with a city to explore, enjoying a sofa. And I'm going to enjoy it for a few more days before I'm gone, especially when you get a view with it. I didn't even say before. Oh, and there is a balcony as well. Not a balcony in a while. That'd be nice to look out at tonight, hopefully. Now, one of the best things we can do from Ena is actually use it as a jump-off point to go to places like the Nakasendo trail, which I'm doing tomorrow. But as you can see, today's explorations of Ena are not going quite that far out. So I do have some plans, but today we're going to Don Quixote. And this Don Quixote felt like the biggest one I'd ever seen. There was just so much going on in this one place I could stand alone. Something I also haven't had in quite a while is a kitchen, so I was looking forward to cook for myself. So with my cooking ingredients bought from Don Quixote, I headed back, found the shrine along the way, found the demon slayer along the way, and enjoyed my Airbnb. I'm not done very much for my first day here, but you don't need to do a lot every day. Just getting to have an Airbnb with a view and have some nice banana milk at the same time. That's enough for today. And tomorrow, we go walking. So the following morning, I found my way to Meguro, which is a post town we're going to explore, and my Airbnb host actually gave me a lift here, so highly recommend the tennis club here. And now for the real action. I'm here today in Meguro, which is the start of the Nakasendo trail. This is a historic post town where you can do a nice old walk for a few hours through the wilderness, as people would do back in the day when that was the only option. So we're going to take a little look around the area.
And if you listen in the background, you can faintly hear the sound of the water, which was pretty common in this place, so I'm not going to have any music for this bit. These are not tourist attractions, they are living, breathing houses with laundry and all. I bought 2 adorable postcards, so now all that's left to do is explore. Simply amazing. This view is nothing short of stunning. So from the town of Meguro, there are 2 walks you can do. There is a much more popular walk, which is the walk to another post town, but that has bears on it, and I'm not in the mood for bears today. So there's another walk you can do towards Nakasendo, so we're going to do that. Like this, it's just terrible. How can one beware of bears? But there's not. So far, just a very nice, tranquil roadside walk for taking, and you can hear the car approaching in the distance. And here there seems to be a nice little quaint rest spot with quite a view attached. And having made it this far, you can either choose to get the bus back or walk. I feel like the bus today. It's a lovely walk down there. I'm just not feeling like a tussle with nature. Now, one thing you need to be very careful of, if you do visit this area, is bears. You can't just ignore them. There are various locals' advice for getting a bell or whatever. And if you go on the main path, you have to ring bells. But I decided not to do that today because, frankly, the thought of running into a bear terrifies me. But even though the place is supposedly safe, I just wasn't fancying a risk today. So instead, you can get the little bus down and then come here. But there's only 2 buses a day. The last one's at like 1 p.m. So plan carefully, or tussle with bears, or don't. You probably won't find one. And I got off the bus in Nakasendo because that's a city next to Ena that I wanted to check out as well, because there is one lovely snack I just had to try. But first, more mountains. I went on a walk just a little bit out my way because I thought there was a park. And you may know that I love
random formations of stones and rivers. I don't know why this is a thing that I just love. And boy, was this part the reward I wanted. Now there is one shop I'm heading to here in Nakasendo, but it's somewhere about that way, and I'm keeping on walking because I just found this beautiful paved path and I can't help but just see where it leads. And we found something it's leading to. This is not what I expected.
This train ran for 30 years and then was memorialised right here.
And finally, while the little quaint post towns are the most known parts of the Nakasendo Trail, there are parts of the trail that have come to become bigger towns, such as Nakasendo that we're walking through here. But it still has its regions which pay homage to those traditions. Now, one of the regional specialties of this area of Japan is chestnut flavoured things. In particular, kuri kinton is one of the most popular, and I have got one of them here to try. I've never had anything chestnut flavoured. I didn't know before I looked into this area you could even have anything chestnut flavoured. But here we go. It was 250 yen, so they're about £1.50, and of course it's very well presented. If you're giving it for a gift for someone, they'd be happy, but it's a little early for buying food gifts, so this is just for me. It's cold, feels like a dough. There's not many ingredients in these, I know, so let's see how it tastes. That's good. Oh, that's really good. It's kind of like raw cookie dough, but you know it's not raw, like with extra flavour. If you come to this area of Japan, make sure you try a kuri kinton. These are lovely. It's so lovely, in fact, I was about to finish it, and I'm going to put it back in the bag and have it after dinner today so that I can enjoy the flavour a bit more later. Another move back to the train station for the day. Another wooden villa. God, I love these.
It honestly feels like the most random places can be so interesting in Japan. This one bridge just had a bunch of artwork on the side of it. There's probably a reason why. I'm not sure, but I appreciated walking past it nonetheless.
Now, I have visited 2 castles in the last week that you can see in my last video. But this area in Ena really puts into context what it means that those are still standing or have been rebuilt, because this is the castle grounds, and as you can see, it is completely forested over. The pictures had some stonework, but as far as this sign is telling me, this is the right place. And there is nothing here, unless it is possible that these stones here maybe were part of it, but they just look like someone's garden now. So as far as I'm concerned, this is interesting to see what used to be the center of a city, more or less, as a castle, and now is, well, just a backdrop to some houses. And for my final day in Ena, I have come to visit somewhere quite close to my accommodation, but is already looking beautiful, the Ena-kyo, or Ena Valley.
And when I was planning my trip, I didn't even know there was a valley here, but honestly, it was so impressive. The water in every direction, the beautiful distance, you could see the ducks, everything. I loved finding this place.
And as well as looking around the area, it's the first time I've seen the mascot of the town I'm in, Ena, and that thing is just so adorable. So I had to buy a pin for it, and a little postcard, and I forgot my stamp book, so I got a stamp. And then finally, you know, this was 300 yen, 50 yen. Lovely woman at the Tourist Association gave me a free bookmark that I can't read, but I've just read there's a great famous poet from around here, so I'm guessing it's something of theirs. I mean, I was happy just to get this, because this is adorable, but the extra little touches really do help when you're exploring Japan. Honestly, I came here on a bit of a whim. I wasn't doing anything else today, I'm just having a relax. I thought I'll have a little walk, see what this is. But this is such a gorgeous view that basically no one who comes to Japan is going to see, I think. It's hard to fit in a trip to Ena, apparently. But again, the awesome foliage, the way the light reflects off the lake. And then we've got the Ferris wheel theme park in the background and the bridge that just really lights up the area with a mix of everything. And there's one last feature just in the distance, which I'm not going to have time to get to today. We can just about make it out.
So while it doesn't come over the camera too well, there's this little yellow part of the cliff in the distance, and it looked really interesting.
Finally, at the end of the route, we find that this island was once a mountain, apparently, but this whole lake area was built because a dam was built, and that's what gave this natural, beautiful lake its appearance. And this extremely interesting collection box and a very nice statue. The dragon engraving, there's a pipe, there's an instrument, there's a halo. Very cool. I feel like this valley as well really sums up that Japan is very English friendly for tourists, because even out here, half the explanation signs are also in English. I think it's hard to argue. If you come on a 10-day trip to Japan, you can't really fit somewhere like Ena into your trip unless you just want to get out there. But if you want to fit the Nakasendo trail on your trip, which I think is justified in visiting, then before you leave in the morning or the evening, maybe it's worth coming to the Ena Valley just to admire these views very briefly before continuing on your journey. Or you're incredibly lucky like me and can just do it for a whole year and not really care, because why not? Or maybe you live in Japan, that flies, and you've seen this and you want to go, hey, maybe this is the place for me. But although I'm going to watch the sunset, it's very nearly down, which means it's time for me to get back before it gets too dark, and that means it's the end of my journey in Ena. And last but not least, in the Ena Valley, there are two very interesting rocks. This is frankly massive, called Senjojiki Rock. And it says when we get on top, we get a view. And it's not wrong. I couldn't see much before I climbed on this rock. Now I suddenly turn around and a beautiful sunset lies beyond. And I don't think there's any better place to end this video on. Thanks so much for watching this little trip into the smaller towns of Japan. And I think if this trip has shown me anything, is that you can swirl your finger around on the map of Japan, put it down, and you'll find something interesting. Because I literally chose this town because it happened to be between Matsumoto and Nagoya. So I thought, why not stay for a few days? And I'm really glad I did. Thanks for watching, and take care.